So Arsenal completed their Europa League group stage campaign with a 6th win in a row here in Dundalk last night. In this video, I review that performance. Hello, my name is Richard. Welcome back to my channel over and over again, the Positive Arsenal channel. In this video, I'm going to look back at last night's win in Dundalk, which saw us complete a group stage in European competition with 6 wins out of 6 for the first time ever in our history. Just before I do that, I want to make sure that you are subscribing to my channel. If you like what I do and you enjoy the content, please click the subscribe button down in the corner there. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up as well. If you've got any comments to make at all about last night's game, about the upcoming game at the weekend against Burnley, or anything else to do with Arsenal, please drop them in the comments box below, as I do love to hear from you guys as well. So the team lineup then, there wasn't as many unexpected inclusions as we maybe anticipated there might be. In many ways, this was a dead rubber. We'd already qualified out the group and won it as champions, and so there wasn't much riding on the result. But despite that, it was still a reasonably experienced side that Mikel Arteta picked to start this game. So in goal, it was Alex Runarsson. He, of course, played in the previous Europa League game as well. And in fact, all 3 of his appearances now this season have come in this competition. We went back to a back 3 actually, which was maybe a little bit of a surprise. We've been playing for back 4 a lot lately. So it was Callum Chambers on the right of the 3, starting his first game since, of course, his injury almost a year ago. Mustafi was captain and he was in the centre of the back 3. And then it was Pablo Mari on the left, of course, made his comeback last week with a goal, didn't he, against Rapid Vienna. In the centre of midfield then we had Mohamed El Neni, and he was partnered by Joe Willock. And then the 2 wing backs were Cedric Suarez on the right and Ainsley Maitland-Niles this time was on the left wing back position. He did play centre midfield last week, just showing his versatility in the side. And in the front 3, it was Nicolas Pepe on the right, of course, suspended currently in the Premier League. It was Emil Smith-Rowe, got his first start of the season on the left, and it was Eddie Nketiah as the striker. There was a lot of the young players were on the bench, such as Ben Cottrell, Florent Balogun, and Miguel Aziz in particular, all 3 of whom would come on later on in the game. So it was a very wet, muddy pitch here in Dundalk last night. But Arsenal started the game pretty well on the front foot and got the boost of an early goal. Eddie Nketiah did really well actually. He capitalised on a mistake from defender Andrew Boyle, ran through one-on-one with the goalkeeper and showed a neat, cool finish to chip it over him into the net. Sort of goal that he scored actually quite regularly for the England under-21s, but doesn't really do it enough for us in the Premier League, has he? But with his 5th goal of the season, that actually makes him our top scorer in all competitions, which who would have thought that in December that Eddie Nketiah would be our top scorer. We doubled our lead soon after that actually, and what a goal it was as well. Only a 3rd ever goal for Arsenal from El Neni. Another great strike actually from about 30 yards into the top corner. You know, regardless of the competition and the opposition, this was a great goal and probably our best goal of the season so far by quite some margin. It looked at that stage as though we were completely in control and we were going to go on and dominate this game and win by a big score. But unfortunately, we kind of switched off after that. Maybe we thought the job was done. Maybe the motivation wasn't there, having already won the group. But Dundalk got a goal back. It was Jordan Flores actually who scored midway through the first half. It was a good finish actually. He played a 1-2 on the edge of the penalty area and then drilled a shot across goalkeeper Runarsson into the far corner. A decent goal, and that gave Dundalk hope. And in fact, just before half time, they could have been level. It was across to the far post. It was Darren Leary who appeared and looked as though he was going to get a free shot on goal, but it was good defending from Chambers actually. Got a block in and put it behind for a corner, but Dundalk could easily have been level at half time. In the second half, Arsenal did make a few changes, but we did seal the victory with another 2 goals. The first goal was Joe Willock actually. It was substitute Florent Balogun again making a big impression from the bench. It was a lovely little layoff actually into the path of Willock, and he just moved inside and drilled the shot underneath the goalkeeper to make it 3-1. And then Balogun himself got the 4th goal. And that's his 2nd goal already this season. He's hardly played, has he? A few substitute appearances in the Europa League and that's it. It was a good goal as well actually. Nicolas Pepe playing a little bit more centrally, burst forward, spread the ball out to the left-hand side, and Balogun hit a first-time shot into the far corner. A really good finish and showed exactly what he can bring. His all-round performance was good actually. He held the ball up well. He's very strong. He made some good runs off the ball and he looks as though he's definitely ready now for a place in the Premier League team. After that, though, Arsenal maybe switched off again, and we did concede a goal 5 minutes from time. It was actually lifelong Arsenal fan Sean Hoare who scored it with a header from a free kick. There were maybe a few question marks over Renarsson. He seemed a little bit late moving across and diving for the ball when it went into the corner of the net. But you can't really say that Dundalk didn't deserve that. And they played well on the night. We were a little bit sloppy at times, maybe felt as though the job was already done, which to many ways it was. But it was still nice to get the 6th win in a row. So the first time we've ever gone through a European group stage winning every single game. So that was nice as well. And we're now actually unbeaten in our last 9 away games in European competition, which is a club record as well. That's not something that we thought we'd be doing away from home, is it? If only we could get our form in the Premier League to be of a similar kind of standard, then we'd be getting somewhere, wouldn't we? But in the end, it was a comfortable victory. It was a hit and miss performance, maybe good at times, not so good at other times. And what I liked about it was, especially towards the end of the game when we had a lot of the young players on, I thought Miguel Aziz had a really good game. He didn't play for long, did he? But he made a good impression in midfield. Looks like he's going to be a player as well. And as well, Ben Cotter as well came on, neat and tidy, and did a good job as well. So these 2 young players as well, joining Florian Balogun, the future may be a little bit brighter than we anticipate. So all positives really. You know, we could look at a few negatives. Some of the players didn't perform particularly well. I didn't think Pepe covered himself in much glory, but other than that, I thought it was a decent enough performance. I want to give credit actually to Cedric Suarez as well down the right-hand side, putting some great deliveries. Defensively, he's maybe not always the best, but certainly going forward, he does offer a lot more than Hector Bellerin has been doing. And he must as well stake a claim for a place in the Premier League. And Maitland-Niles as well on the left. He links well with Emile Smith-Rowe, was a player that I wanted to come to as well. I thought he had a decent game. Always available for the ball, looked very lively when he had it. So overall, all positives, a decent enough performance, and I say a good victory to make it 6 out of 6 in the group stage, and we can now look forward to the draw on Monday afternoon. So man of the match then, yeah, I mean, there was a few possibilities in this game actually. A few of the younger players in particular did themselves no harm at all with some good performances. I thought Callum Chambers did well for his first start back for nearly a year. It's always tough, isn't it? It was a difficult pitch as well to play on, but I thought he did well. Pablo Mari as well, he's looking good now, isn't he? He's looking sharper, and he won't be far off maybe a return into the Premier League squad as well. I thought the midfield looked better last night as well. El Neni and Joe Willock both played well. Willock scored another goal as well. That's his 3rd goal in the Europa League this season. He's really making an impression in that competition. But I think really only one player can really get man of the match for me. It has to be Emile Smith-Rowe. I thought he was excellent every time he had the ball, playing in a slightly different position out on the left-hand side, but he linked really well with Maitland-Niles, always looked dangerous, and he gave us a good outlet as well, gave us some good quality, and he's got to be surely in line for a place on the bench at least on Sunday, hasn't he? He's put another good performance in the Europa League. He made a big impression, didn't he, with a good assist against Mulder, a great goal last week against Rapid Vienna, and now he started this game and produced what I believe was the man of the match performance. So Emile Smith-Rowe for me gets that accolade. So overall then, a satisfactory night's work, I guess. A lot of the young players managed to get on. 2 debuts for Ben Cottrell and Miguel Aziz. Nice to see another 2 young players coming through, making a good impression in the first team. It was a difficult game, wasn't it? Difficult conditions, but Arsenal did the job, got it done. Conceded 2 little bit sloppy goals, you could say. I don't think Alex Renarsson covered himself in a lot of glory, but overall, it was a decent night's work. And I say we completed 6 group game wins out of 6 for the first ever time in European competition, so that has to count for something as well. So overall, I think we should be satisfied with that. Let's just hope that we can transfer this now into the big Premier League game that we've got on Sunday against Burnley. It's going to be really tough, isn't it? It's almost a relegation battle. I know it seems almost strange to have to say that, but that's what it is. We need to produce a good performance. I say there was a few players here last night who did themselves no harm, did they, in terms of getting a place at least in the squad. I think Maitland-Niles has got a great shout to be in there, Cedric Suarez as well. I think El Neni should be maybe with a good chance of playing, especially with Thomas Partey out. Eddie Nketiah scored another goal. Smith-Rowe, I say, had a great performance. He's surely got to be in the squad at the weekend, hasn't he? So there's a lot for Arteta to think about. Let's hope he picks the right squad for Sunday, and we can build on this victory, build on a decent Europa League campaign, and push forward now for the rest of the season in the Premier League. So that's that there then, and my review of last night's win in Dundalk, finished the group stage with a 100% record. We can now say look forward to the draw on Monday afternoon, see who we get in the first knockout stage, which of course it will be returning in February. But of course before that there's lots of big games coming up, isn't there, in the Premier League, starting on Sunday with Burnley, and then of course Southampton next week as well. So busy time, isn't it? A lot of games coming up. We've also got the Carabao Cup quarter-final against Manchester City before Christmas, and then early in the new year it's the FA Cup, start of the FA Cup, our defence of the trophy against Newcastle. So lots and lots of big games coming up. We really do need to start getting our form back, don't we? We've not been playing well in the Premier League. The Europa League campaign has been different. The standard of the opposition hasn't been great, let's be honest, but we've done the job there. And I say it's given us the opportunity to see some of these young players in the first team, and I say a lot of them have covered themselves in a lot of glory as well, so brilliant for them. I'm sure Balogun as well has got to be in with a shout. I should have mentioned him before actually. I'm sure he'll be in with a shout, being in the squad at least. With a team that's not scoring, he's got something different about him, hasn't he? He can offer us something else, so another positive from what was overall a good night. So stay tuned to the channel. If you haven't done already, please click the subscribe button down in the corner there. I've got the 9th edition of the Positive Arsenal podcast tonight. I've got some great guests joining me, including a Burnley fan as well, as we look ahead to Sunday's game. I will be releasing a preview video of the Burnley game as well. That'll be going out tomorrow morning on the channel. And then on Sunday, I will be doing a full watch along of the Burnley game. Tune in tonight at 7 o'clock for the Positive Arsenal podcast part 9. It's going to be a really good show, that, so stay tuned for that. And of course, in the meantime, as always, come on you Gunners!